Good afternoon and welcome back to the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Danny Vittori, and today we have on several representatives to talk about Classroom to the Streets from both Beyond Walls and Lynn Public Schools. Thank you all for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. So first question is very simple. Would you mind just introducing yourselves and the organization or school that you work for?
Sure. How about it, Claire?
All right, I'm Claire Donnelly. I'm an art therapist at Fecto Leary. It's a high school in Lynn.
I'm Renice Cooper. I am an art teacher at Breed Middle School.
I'm Al Wilson. I'm the founder and executive director of Beyond Walls.
Great. So first question, Classroom to the Streets was a program run over the summer. Would you be able to give a little bit of an overview, how it came about, what its purpose was?
Sure. From the origins of the program, Beyond Walls had started installing artwork here in Lynn in 2017 based on a series of community meetings that aligned to residents, the business community, and elected officials and department heads wanting public art throughout the downtown. And then thereafterwards, in leading tours with obviously all members of the community, but really the thing that seemed most impactful was our youth tours. Okay. As far as engagement. And so we've had a long-standing relationship with Lynn Public Schools and St. Mary's to facilitate that. And this new iteration of Classroom to the Streets is just a continuation of us trying to figure out with Lynn Public Schools how it can be even more engaging.
And then you both were teachers in the program. How did you both get involved in it?
So I was also a student within Lynn, and the art director, Patty Klobansky, she invited me into this program as a teacher to work with mural artists and be engrossed in the process of making a mural, and to take that experience and teach it to my kids.
Oh, great.
So I was also one of the fellows chosen to participate in the Classroom to the Streets program. And I worked with the Clandestinos. They're a couple. They're from Toronto, and they're two different artists. Is that? Okay. And I had such a great time from watching the whole entire. Al called me or texted me and was like, hey, this thing's going down. Can you come watch the projecting? And I was like, yeah, I'll drop everything. And I went and I watched that. And then just to watch the entire process unfold and get to know the artists and just hear about their own journeys as artists and what inspires them. And then also the most meaningful thing was using the voice of the students that I work with to help create the theme for the mural. And I'm really excited to see what it turns out to be, like this whole program. I'm excited from the energy that I've gathered from this whole experience. And I know that my students can see it in my face constantly.
And from what I saw, there was hands-on experience, worksheets, watching interviews with the artists. The kids really were immersed in it. And I'll ask, how long was the program, and what did you see happening as the students got more and more involved?
Yeah, so the program, in its original form was Beyond Walls working with educators to create lesson plans around the art. And the artwork is from such a diverse portfolio of artists that it reflects a lot of the cultures of this community, which is extremely diverse, right? So the themes that are in it, the meaning behind the art, naturally lent itself to an educational resource that could be taught in the classroom. And then we could get those kids out into the streets, hence Classroom to the Streets, to actually then take in the art that they've studied. And so this sort of newer version of that was Beyond Walls engaging with art educators here in Lynn, for the educators to be sharing what some of their challenges are and what their kids are going through. And then through those meetings, Beyond Walls then was able to find artists who wanted to work with educators and wanted to understand what the challenges were. And then we partnered them up. So based on the artist portfolio, they either were a fit for younger age groups, or to Renice and her students at Breed Middle School, all the way up to high school level educators. And so, Claire and Renice were able to share some of the challenges and some of the things that they were experiencing as teachers and for their students, and then that sort of defined the art.
Okay.
And then they actually worked with the artists to put up this art, and then on the back side of that, they've created lessons around the art, and now we're about to, in October, lead the students on the tours. So the kids are actually about to engage in a meaningful way in the classroom setting and then on the street.
And what themes for you both, first of all, what age groups were you working with, and what themes ended up coming out of you and your students that created the mural?
So my classes are all the 6th grade group of my school. And the mural that I helped work with is with the artist Dovente, and his artwork is very much about children and children at play and using their imaginations. So for my lesson, I decided that my students would create a board game just using their imaginations and whatever materials we had in the classroom. So that way they can work on using their imaginations as opposed to their usual form of entertainment, which is playing video games. And so far, the kids are really enjoying the process, and I'm really proud of them for what they've created so far.
Awesome. Nice.
So I work with high schoolers, and the theme that came up for the piece that was created by the Clandestinos was a nature versus technology. Just thinking about kind of along the same lines, how technology is like such a big part of everyone's life.
Right.
It's a great thing, but it can also kind of hinder people's growth academically. So being able to tap into something else like nature, which has always been here to my knowledge, and just kind of reclaiming that. So that was kind of the theme that was brought up by some of the students. And it actually came up in conversation recently, last week with one of my classes, how they feel like nature's taking over. And I was like, tell me more. This is amazing. It's really on point with what I'm doing right now. Cool. So I'm really excited to take them to go see the murals in real life.
Yeah, and you mentioned that the tours are going to be in October. When are they taking place, and how are they organized?
They're back-to-back Thursdays.
Okay.
And so, we have younger students all the way up to high school level students. And so Beyond Walls will be leading these from Mount Vernon Street, where our office is. But we'll be seeing several of the newly installed pieces of art that they will have studied in the classroom that their teachers actually worked on, which is pretty cool, as well as some of the other pieces that are in the downtown.
Great. And I'll ask both of you, what would you say has been the most rewarding part of this whole experience?
I would say just learning how difficult it is to be a mural artist.
Yeah.
Watching Dovente and his process was absolutely nuts. He worked from the beginning of the morning to the very darkest parts of the day, and it was very inspiring, and his dedication was amazing. So I think that dedication is moving into me working with my students as well, and they see that dedication in me that I really want them to do well, and I think that's kind of rubbing off on them as well.
So I feel like the most rewarding part is the passion behind the whole process, from getting to meet the artists and seeing how passionate they are about the pieces and just the work that they do and the path that they've taken in their own life, and then how inspiring it was to be a part of that process, and then how inspired I am by all of the artists, and I keep talking about it all the time. And my kids are like, okay, enough. But no, they love it. And I think they're really looking forward to seeing them.
Yeah, I know. I'm very excited to see what they created because there are so many murals around the downtown, around this area that are just so incredible. And I do have to wrap up in a moment because that went by so fast. But is there anything else that any of you wanted to mention that I didn't touch upon?
I mean, the lesson plans that have been existing are on our website, beyondwalls.org. Any educator can use them. The public can review them. And then, we're super excited and blessed to be operating in such an awesome community. And for me, the thing that's getting me up in the morning that I'm most excited about is working with the educators in Lynn. They're just salt of the earth, awesome people, and really this is where the rubber meets the road, right? They're teaching the future, and I think we can do incredible work working with Lynn Public Schools and St. Mary's, and I'm excited for the future.
I think it'd be really awesome to see what the next steps would be for this. I'm excited to share the lesson plans with the students, but it would be so cool to have artists coming to the schools and doing so the kids can experience what I got to experience. Because I think it's very meaningful what we did. I'm not putting that down at all. I want everyone to experience it, and especially the kids, because that's who we're trying to connect with the most through this whole program and fellowship. So I'm excited about the future.
As a Lynn alumni, and I still live in Lynn, this is my home, this program I think is very, very valuable to the students and the children here. I think they definitely deserve to have a piece of art somewhere around them, and Beyond Walls is bringing that to them.
Well, you've got me really excited about this program, so everyone's excited, and I'm so looking forward to seeing those murals when they become officially unveiled. And once again, I'm Danny Vittori. This has been the Lynn Lowdown, and we'll see you next week with more guests.